Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breech coming to you in this video. I'm gonna be doing me a little prediction video for the TNA pay-per-view that is coming up. It is Sacrifice for TNA, and also TNA is also running a contest to give away a Sacrifice poster signed by Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle. As well as winning that, you could also win a chance to view the pay-per-view for free at TNA.com. So you wouldn't have to shell out the money to watch it on TV. So go ahead, and the link will be in the description box. You can go over there and enter and check it out. You basically just put your email address in there, and you just hook it up with your Twitter, and that's how you can see if you win. Then from there, we'll just go into the predictions. I'm going to start at the top of the card. Well, I guess the top of the card, and I'll work my way down since I guess most people only care about the main event and some other stuff. But for Rob Van Dam against Sting, I'm picking Sting in this match just for the one thing. I watched Impact, and I really liked the Battle Royal that they did. It was like 3 or 4 segments long. It was a pretty long Battle Royal, and that's what I liked about it. It was a real good main event for an Impact. It was won by Mr. Anderson. For me, it really doesn't make much sense for the number one contender to be picked, before the pay per view, and so you're basically already setting up the next pay per view. But I guess they had to do it because they don't have a match for Mr. Anderson on this pay per view, and they don't really want to feel like he's getting left out of the shuffle here. But when he cut his promo, he really cut his promo all towards Sting. So that is the reason why I'm picking Sting to win the match. What happens from Rob Van Dam from here, I'm not really sure. But I do see the Sting for Mr. Anderson, and hopefully the title will be getting on Mr. Anderson sooner than later. For China's wrestling return, the Kurt Angle and China versus the Jarrett's match. I'm picking the Jarretts for this match, mostly for the reason that they've owned Kurt Angle over this whole span of this feud. And I don't really see China, being the reason that Kurt Angle's really going to go over. If Kurt Angle's going to go over, he's going to go over because of himself, not because of somebody that just came into the company. Freaking 88 has been predicting all along on his Twitter account that this is the pay-per-view where Jeff Jarrett will get revenge. For the WWF match for the Intercontinental title, where China pinned Jeff Jarrett, so maybe we'll see that. Maybe Jeff Jarrett will pin China to boost his ego up a little bit more, sort of like Hogan and Warrior in WCW. But I'm not really looking for much of this match. I've given a lot of flack to TNA for jobbing Angle to Jarrett so many times in a row, but at least you can say these matches were good. To the quality that Kurt Angle thinks, where they're better than his match with Shawn at WrestleMania, I don't think that good. But I mean, they have been TNA good. Tag Team Championship: Matt Hardy and Chris Harris versus Beer Money. For one, I am very, very excited to see Chris Harris join back into TNA. It's been a while since we've seen the Wildcat, and I'm a big fan of America's Most Wanted. I'm not really 100% sure this is the pay-per-view that we're going to get what a lot of people are predicting. A lot of people are saying this is the pay-per-view to break up Beer Money. They've had a real good, long, real long tenure as champions, and maybe they just ran out of stuff for them to do right now. But I don't really see a way, because if Matt Hardy and Chris Harris beat Beer Money by James Storm's turning on Robert Roode, it would shoot Roode up the card. But the only thing that doesn't make sense about the whole thing is that Matt Hardy and Chris Harris would become the tag champions, and I don't really see Matt Hardy handing over his first TNA title um, to Robert, not to Robert Roode, but to James Storm. That doesn't really make sense how they would sort of do a title switch. It gets a little confusing when two guys have the title and they're trying to make two other guys be the title when one guy's in the team. You can't really have a match, just sort of figure that all out. So I am picking Beer Money to win this match, but I do see the switch coming sooner than later. I just don't think they're going to give us the heel turn right away. They're going to make us, sort of wait on it. Maybe say, oh, maybe they're not going to break up. Well, then they just did. But I am really looking forward to how this sort of situation all works out, because if it does work out in the end, once Jeff comes back from all his personal problems, we might have some actual real tag teams that are in there. The only thing is that I really like Beer Money. I really like America's Most Wanted. So it all gets spun around. But I'm real glad that Chris Harris is back. So whatever they had to do to bring him back, that's fine. And I've always been a real big fan of Robert Roode. So hopefully he can climb up the things. I see Kazarian beating Max Buck for the X Division title, just because I think Kazarian's a big part of what they're doing with the X Division, giving it its own pay-per-view coming up soon, and I think he's gonna be a big part of that whole thing. And he's been, he's basically a TNA original, so I don't really see him getting robbed of the X Division title before that. Challenge match: Tommy Dreamer against AJ Styles. I'm gonna pick AJ Styles, but AJ doesn't win at the pay-per-views a whole lot, so I wouldn't really be surprised for them to see Dreamer go over. But it is, Dreamer, who I'm a big fan of, but I hope AJ beats him, if that makes sense. Mickey James versus Madison Rayne for the title. She just won the pay-per-view last. She just won the title at the pay-per-view last month, so I would like to see Mickey James keep on. But as long as you can keep these two girls at the top of the card and guarantee me they're going to keep, their feud going, I don't care who wins this match. But just for the prediction video, I'm going to say Mickey James. Mexican America versus Ink Inc. Ink Inc. got the sort of win out of nowhere. Like for a little bit, I didn't even really know if they were still a tag team in TNA, and they won the match to be the contenders at the last pay-per-view. Mexican America is a new team. A lot of people say that they're real strong on them, and then some people say that they're starting to lose their grip in TNA and that they're falling down the card. So both of these teams are sort of in, surprise. You don't really know where they're going or where, they are. So for this reason, I'm going to pick Mexican America just because they're the new team, and hopefully they're getting pushed up the card. They have a pretty strong faction in TNA, so see where they go from here. Abyss versus Crimson. This is a match that should have happened a while ago. I believe they kept Abyss out a little too long after Crimson attacked them with the bat, Janice, or whatever the bat's name is. But I'm going to pick Crimson for this just because he's the newer star, and he should be going over by this. But, they brought him in a huge way coming in, and he beat up, Jarrett in his own little mixed martial arts match. And then, after that, it was just all done for. It was just weird the way they brought Crimson in. But he looks like he should be a star. In any other company, they would be pushing this guy big time. But I guess TNA just sort of forgot about him. Kendrick versus Robbie E. I don't even think this match matters at all. I'm hoping that this will be the opener. Maybe this is like a #1 contendership match for the X Division title. I'm not sure what this is, but I'll pick Robbie E just because I don't think they even I don't even think Hogan knows that Kendrick is in the company. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But that's my TNA prediction video. Just make sure you check out the link in the bottom. So hopefully somebody from YouTube can win that autographed Jarrett and angle poster from Sacrifice, and from there, we'll see what we got. And I know I'll be making a video about the events at Sacrifice as soon as it is over. So see you later.